my level 3 certified for the well-defined, repeatable, and established process. And we are also nimble to adapt to different project needs. We kind of be very agile to adapt to it. And we are also all ISO certified in terms of quality, in terms of environment, in terms of healthy and safety. So we are well defined, well established. And when we have the right kind of people and when we have the right kind of environment, we get a good clientele. Okay, and for each of the clients who engage with us, we bring a transformative experience in terms of experience, in terms of reducing cost, in terms of their accelerating their transformation journey by adapting the best technology analytics in whatever ways that we will be able to support them. And that is one of the key success of HTC today, why we are still surviving in the market. And yes, I've talked. And Kuvaris have certified us as a silver medalist for our sustainable growth. Yeah. It is not about what HTC says about itself, right? From the industry, it becomes very important to get that kind of recognition. So here we have Everest Peak Matrix. They have identified as leaders in insurance and IT. Conversation in Ace Hardware company. So that is one of our prestigious customer. So where we were able to bring that and the kind of transformation journey that we were able to accelerate, we were awarded the ISG Paragon Awards. So these are our focus verticals. So auto and manufacturing, we have a long list of clientele. So Ford is a strategic partner. We have Subaru, we have BMW, Honda, and any auto leading auto and manufacturer, they are our client today. Yeah, we have presence in healthcare, and then we have a presence in BFSI, and we are present in consumer services. We have Meyer, who are very similar to Walmart, but mainly centered in the central US. And we have Costco, Sony. These are all some of our prestigious clients. And then we have the public sector where we are supporting the Michigan State Police as well as some of the top universities, University of California, UC Davis. These are the kind of focus verticals that we have. And then we offer end-to-end digital capabilities. So digital experience is our one of the focus areas. So we have Bharat here, Ramesh, with us today. He heads the digital practice for us. And then we have the ADMS. We are having capabilities on cloud, enterprise software, BFS, and data and AI. And for data and AI, we have an extended arm called HTC Next, which is focusing only on data and AI. And we have created our flagship accelerator platform called Mage, which has changed the way how we harness data and AI capabilities today. And we are proud that it has been implemented in several leading clientels, and even in Ford, we were able to recently bring that to that Ford environment. And we are in a process of doing a pilot on how it will be able to accelerate their business. So these are the key partnership ecosystems. So we have partnered with almost all the technology firms. This becomes very important for us because the expertise, the kind of latest trends and the learnings, it happens through only these partnerships, and they really support us in our journey. So not only about doing business, what we give back to the society is very, very important from a HTC standpoint, and our leadership is very focused on that. So we are providing community service. Our teams go help in educating some of the very underprivileged students where they do not have proper access to education. So we support them. And in terms of green energy, we are very focused. We have regular marathons to support this cause. And we are very health focused. Every session of ours always starts with a meditation because a calm and sound mind is very important for any person to be really able to perform to their abilities. So we have health focused and regularly conduct so many programs to make sure that our employees are health and sound. And then we have regular employee engagement activities. So what makes HTC unique? Wherever we engage in a customer, we don't see only as a vendor. We always distinguish ourselves as a partner. We own the problems of our customer. We see where we want to position them, how we can enable them. So that is where we become a partner. Though it is a very privately owned company, but it has been run professionally. Otherwise, 30 plus years of industry would not have happened, and the kind of growth that we have seen we would not have been able to achieve. And the industry recognize that the kind of professionalism. We are always customer focused, and we are the right size of organization. We are not very big, but big enough to deliver large scale implementation, but at the same time small to bring focus to every account that we take care of. So with that, I would like to um, end my presentation here. So a quote: your presence shows a shared commitment towards learning and innovating in the rapidly evolving world of AI. I strongly believe great architecture isn't built alone, but by engineers in conversation. And I truly believe today is going to be one such day. With that note, thank you once again for providing us this opportunity to host this forum today. And we would like to become a regular partner. So this is the second successive year, and we like to continue this engagement for future as well. Thank you to Chennai Web Engineering team and for.
Thank you. That was wonderful overview. And it's great to know that there's a lot of competition which you've gone into that setting up and bringing that to the stage. Thank you for that. All right, before we dive into our technical presentations, let's take a moment to just relax, warm up ourselves with a short icebreaker. Okay, that's your QR code. You slide out, you can just log in. You need a moment to log in before you go. You can present the thing. So it's just a emoji trivia. So you'll see some set of emojis. You have to identify the technical term behind it. There's a clue that will be available. You can use that to guess. And the fastest finger will win. Scan. Shall we start? Here's your first question. Not sure. Mhm. That's your first one. I see just one person typing. That's right. You just type it out. Uh, Niharika, I can give. Okay, so that's reinforcement learning. So you go to the next one. That's easy. You have to type. That's a good answer. You go to the next one. Okay, this one. Okay, this one gets three chocolates. Okay, if somebody identifies. No. Okay, I see a lot of guesses. Okay, so I'm going to give you another clue for that. Okay, so this is kind of little difficult to pronounce. Yeah, you just have to decode. Doesn't represent the meaning, it just represents the pronunciations there. No, no. So lightweight front end stack. Lightweight front end stack. No. Okay, so we are going to use that. Can you lock? That's spell ticket. Spell ticket. Spell ticket. Okay, you want me to decode this? This is V is reverse SB, and then you have the L, then that's T keep. Okay, let's go to the next question. Okay, this one? This one is easy. Okay, you need another clue. It has nodes. Node operates with nodes, right? No, no, no. That's right. You're right. Okay, let's go to the next one. This is pretty easy. No. Yeah. Who said that? Your name? Badri. Badri, your answer is second, right? Your second answer. Go to the next one. Okay, this is also easy. Deep learning. Who said that? Yeah. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, this is easy. Very easy. Copilot. Who said that? There you go. Next one. No, that's a clue. Neural network. Yeah, that's the right answer. Niharika here. Neural network. Work. That's an emoji for work. Okay, next one. This is the Google's platform. No. TensorFlow, who said that? Yep. PyTorch, yeah. That's, that's an easy answer. You're not giving chocolates for that, okay? This is a codeless platform. You need not code anything here. No. No. Okay, so that another clue, it doesn't represent the pronunciations, it just gives the meaning. Emojis, no? It's an automation. I gave the other clue. No? Mhm. Okay, let's go ahead. That's leap work. Leap work. Okay, let's go to the next one. This is easy. No. Hmm? No. Pretty basic. You need not think so much on AI. No. அவ்வளவு complicated இல்ல very basic. Yeah, he said the second half. You just have to find the first word. No. No. Okay, in the interest of time, it's software package. Let's go to the next one. Okay, this one. just it doesn't represent a word. It just tells what it does. No, it's not MS Paint. It's a language. You want me to give another clue? It's a styling language. No. CSS. Okay, let's go. Okay, this is pretty basic. Quick, easy answer. No, no. All of them represents that word. That's all. What's the other one for password? No. No. Someone said authentication. The next one. Okay, this is the last one. It's a process. It's a process. What's that? Debug. Who said debug? Somewhere here. Yeah. Okay, so with that, we come to the end of this game. Are you all energized? Okay, so it's always great to see this enthusiasm in this room. It's good that let's get back to the technical sessions. Let's shift gears. I would like to invite Mr. Bharat for our first technical session. He's going to deliver us the keynote. He's HTC's digital practice lead who leads the digital initiative and strategy with a decisive and empathetic leadership style, a smile on his face. I just saw his smile. And 25 plus years of experience, Bharat drives excellence and professionalism with vigor. Let's hope the mission to bring back Pluto as planet of our solar system sees the light of the day soon. Let's walk.
Yeah, you're all welcome to join the.
Oh, Bharat,
So we will.
you need to have this.
I need to have this.
Just that.
So we'll continue with where she left off. So I'm going to show a diagram. You all have to tell me what it is rather than me speaking. Is that better? Okay. So, so what is the famous dialogue in this movie KGF? Violence, violence. I don't like violence. I want to avoid, but violence likes me, right? So if you try to flip it, huh? Okay. So if you try to flip it today, agents, whether you like it or not, right? You cannot avoid it, right? So whoever you talk to in IT, you have like four words, two words will be on agents, right? So two of the main speakers are also going to talk about agents, and the keynote address that, or there were three topics that were chosen. So one was how would you architect for a billion users in the future? Was that the right title? Something like that, right? Okay. The architecture of the future, right? How do you scale your architecture for the future? So I just let myself and I was gazing the stars and I came up with something. That's what I'm going to share with you, right? Whether you like it or not, whether you believe it or not, we can have a discussion uh, over the break, right? So the concept here is, see, with the advent of agents, right? Again, how many of you have felt the power that you probably did not have earlier? Everyone, right? How many of you have done your own projects? Your own projects. So he has it, so he's going to talk about it, right? So many, right? So how many of you outside, right? Okay. How easy it is to do a project now when compared to you have to do it on your own? Very easy, right? So the idea that comes in your mind, you can realize, right? So when we were growing up, when I was a developer, the only point of how many of you are still using Stack Overflow? Is that still relevant at all? Because I don't. Is it still relevant? Still relevant? Stack Overflow. Huh? If you are into legacy programming, probably that is the only place to go and search, right? But nowadays, yeah, make some mistake. Where we need is not there. And what you see there is the proven one because somebody has really felt it, right? Experience, right? So very good. Yeah, very good. Yeah, I'm very happy that people are looking at that, right? So now with that agent, there is also another concept that is PowerPoint. Okay, there is another shift that is happening, right? The advent or the flood of startups because everybody has ideas. They think that that is something that can add value, that can probably add value to the humanity, right? And that is the goal, of course. We want to make money, there's another thing, right? If you want to do a startup earlier, it was difficult, right? It was difficult, is it not, right? You need to look at, you need to hire the right people, infrastructure, everything, right? Now with the agent, if you have an idea, can you at least do a POC quickly to realize whether it is possible or not, right? So there are so many single founder startups, only 1%. You all have heard about it, right? Right now, the startups earlier even it was supposed to be lean. Now it is ultra lean. That it is actually what we talk about in the olden times in the US, right? We started in the garage, perfect moonlighting, right? So now all we don't have a garage per se in India, but it starts in our living room, right? So most of the startups are starting in our living room, right? So in that context, when you think of creating or think of imagining an architecture that is going to serve billions, it's not going to be a monolith. It's not going to be. That is my perception. That is my viewpoint. It's not going to be something that a platform that is going to serve for billions, right? So we all have seen this presentation, Verma Dwarkas. Okay, so we all have seen. Okay, I'll share the presentation later. I'll just tell you what I have. Right. So the ideas that we all have a view saying that hey, either naam panirunda. You all understand Tamil also, right? I can add few words of Tamil also, right? If I do it, I probably would do it better. How many of you have felt it like that when you are using an application? Everybody, right? So now what is going to happen is if you now you have the power, right? Previously you did not have. Now you have the power of developing on your own. What you will do, you will say that, hey, let me try out something. I have an agent, I have a co-pilot, I have Claude code, what not, right? I'll probably try to do something. So you develop something. What happens? It becomes a hit, right? What is the problem? Now the only problem now is you have developed something. How do you make it mainstream, right? If you have an app, if you have develop a mobile app, you can probably publish it in an Android app store or Play Store. But if you develop a web application, how would you be able to publish it, right? So I'm thinking that we'll probably go into an architecture called Beehive architecture. It is my own name, right? So what it means is, how many of you have used this browser Comet or Atlas, right? So you see that it is agentic, right? So just like you are how you have an ecosystem on mobile, right? Where it's driven by Android and it's driven by Apple, right? We don't have a similar ecosystem for the web, right? My thought process, what I think could happen in the future is you can have an ecosystem that is built on these platforms like Comet or Atlas, and quite possibly in 2026 you're going to see something similar from Google, and probably Microsoft is also going to release. So when these ecosystems come, they will form the universe, the hive. And what is going to happen is, see, when you are developing an app, you all have said that you have developed few apps, right? You have to handle the security when when you are exposing for scale, right? You have to handle security. Then you need, if you are deploying agents, LLMs, right? And then you probably will have to consume certain services. And then who is going to ensure the scalability of those services? All that is not possible now, even though you develop, even I think Harish, whatever he's doing, I think yours is personal only, right now, right? It's personal only, right? So that is the problem, right? So if I want to expose it to others, how do I make it happen? So you need a container. That container is what I call as Hive, that is going to be provided by these browsers. So the browser, I cannot trust anyone, right? I say, if you create a small and innovative idea, I will not be able to trust you not knowing who you are, right? So what I will do is I will trust the browser. Like if Google comes up with a browser, or if Perplexity has a Comet, right? And ChatGPT has Atlas. And if Atlas comes and says saying that I'm creating a trust ecosystem where instead of trusting the individual, trust me. I will take care of all your personal information. I'll take care of all the security. I'll take care of scalability, right? And then I will host the applications like whatever you develop into my ecosystem, right? So what happens is the Hive gives you the trust, the confidence, the credentials, the personal information, and you even have a queen bee called a personal agent, where you can have all your personal information that is tied to the browser, which it already does, right? So if you use Comet, right, it has you can tailor it and you can define your own tasks, like something similar to what he probably is going to talk about, right? So you can do that. The worker bee is what are the apps that you are going to develop, or we are going to develop. What we will do is we will become part of a hive. We will develop a niche app. We will add it to our the hive, which is Comet. If you want to publish it for Comet, you will have it in Comet. If you want to publish it for Atlas, you will publish for Atlas. And I am assuming that all these browsers are going to have some kind of a standardization, just like how we have open API standards. These browsers are going to come up with their own ecosystem where you will have your own standards. So when I build something, I can just they will provide your API endpoints, right? So when you create an app, you consume them, and then you become part of their ecosystem. So when you become part of your ecosystem, you create your niche apps. So when I like it, if you feel that you can do something better, your part, I will take it and I'll add it to my bucket. It's like a la carte, right? Or a buffet. When you're going for a buffet, you have like about 100 dishes, right? What do? You go and choose what you like. The same way, if I feel that I can take a portion of, I can take something, I can basically assemble my plate, right? Like what he says, right? I am going to, my goals are or what I want to achieve is going to be different from what the other person wants to achieve. So why should I give a general application to everyone? I will take what I want. I'll assemble my plate. My plate will be different from the other person's plate. And that plate is served by the ecosystem, which is here, Comet or Hive. Why I feel this is the way to go is because, we all have seen this Mac architecture, right? Composable, headless. So when that is happening in the front end, how is the current Mac architecture works? It is still having a unified front end, even though you can have micro front ends, right? But still, it is unified. It is developed by one person only, right? What you are doing is you are hiding the providers, right? Is that right or wrong? We spoke all this, right? So I wanted to give an example here, right? While we talk about, see, how many of you face this problem? We all like cricket, right? How many channels do we have to subscribe to watch cricket? If you are into OTT subscription, that is how they make money. Sony Live, we don't even know apart from cricket what we watch, but we have to subscribe it only because of cricket, right? Same with Geo Hotstar. Then you have something with Amazon Prime. So how many subscription you need to have? So if I have something similar saying that I'll have a small in my Hive, I only like cricket. I don't like all the other serials. Why should I pay for rest? I'll only create an app that is specific. I'm giving an example. There are already things are already there, right? So I'll create an app only for cricket, right? And then I'll put that alone in my bucket, right? So if I can do it for my watching, the same preference I can also do it for my regular day-to-day activities also, right? When I'm talking about billion users, I'm not talking about enterprise customers. I'm talking about the B2C, the customers, the end users, right? So I can tailor them and I can put them into my bucket. So that is the concept. That is what I meant by Beehive, right? And with this, you're only, even if you have to pay also, you're only paying for what you're using. You don't have to pay the complete subscription, right? So that is what I'm thinking that is going to happen. And to solve the trust scarcity, that is where this ecosystem like a Comet or an Atlas or a Google's intelligent browser or a Microsoft intelligent browser is going to come in and take care of that, right? So, so we talked about Mac, right? So Mac is prevalent in the backend. We all are used to it. So think of Beehive as a representation of Mac for the front end. So you can have a composable. It is going to be consuming all the headless services, right? Because for even for you to write an app, write an app, right? You need backend service to help you with that. And the backend service are anyway currently available with your Mac architecture. And I'm assuming that there is going to be a lot of open API specifications that are going to come up in all the industries, and then you'll be able to consume them, and then you will be able to create your own apps. You'll be able to create your own agents. Those agents can be orchestrated by your super agent, which is part of the Hive. So this is what I'm thinking is going to happen, and this is what the world is going to look like probably like 2, 3, 5 years down the line, which is going to give us a lot of opportunity for us to innovate, for us to not get frustrated with what we are given with, right? Use our mind, and then and then anybody can develop right now. You don't necessarily have to be a technical guy to develop, right? Even a guy who can understand the problem, define the problem to the agent can develop now, right? So the power of or the technical knowledge per se has reduced a little bit, right? You cannot say that he's technically very good. He knows syntax in and out. Nobody cares about syntax anymore, right? If you can think like a product manager. So the evolution is going to be us thinking like a product manager, us developing these small applications, and these small applications becoming part of an ecosystem and allowing the users to pick and choose. And once you pick and choose, you get a bouquet. And that bouquet is specific to your needs, and you will pay only for the bouquet that you have chosen. So that is what I think is going to happen in probably like 2, 3, 5 years down the line. So any discussions, any thoughts? I'm going to just want to have an interaction. What do you guys think about what we just spoke? Is there, are you guys in a, I think we already have something like WeChat, and, you all must have seen. But the only cons, Paytm also used to have the super app, and Geo has his own super app. But the problem with this Geo app, Super app, how many of you still use Paytm Super app? Super app has the ability to book tickets, right? Train tickets or something, but who uses them? Do you think, is it powerful enough for you? It's a lightweight version of the full version that is already available as an app, right? That's how it is right now. When you take a look at a super app, it is everything is controlled by the super app. Like if you go to Paytm, it is only like a light implementation of the functionality. You still don't get the power that we are talking about, which is the way to even redefine the way the things are supposed to work, which is what we talked about. So the super app is mainly like a container where Umang. You all know Umang. Have used Umang, right? So Umang is one particular thing, right? It has only web forms. Same way is what is possible right now. What we are talking about is even more deeper. Like each and every app has its own life. Each and every app is going to work differently, but they will work within the ecosystem. So that is what I feel is going to be the next architecture that will serve for the billions of users, right? So that's about it. I don't have anything else. Any questions or any discussion, we can discuss a little bit, or else we'll move on to the next session. Cool, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Bharat. That was
Thank
an
you.
incredible, insightful
Thank you.
presentation. Thank you so much. Right in the midst of the time and probably dealing with this technical thing like for a networking break right now, just changing the agenda. Just take a break, stretch your legs. You can have the refreshments as served on the 10th floor. You just go have a cup of coffee, network with your friends, and then come back. And remember, you have to come back at 11:45, and whoever comes is coming first, you get chocolates. So if we are arranging to those can go to main floor. So the snacks are available there. Thank you.
Great class.
Thank you.
So I'm being the notebook film user. I'm pursuing the PhD also in AI.
Super.
I can synergize the way how you
We hear a lot of prompt injection attacks, and one of the main reason for such attacks is we primarily rely on the AI agent to enforce the security. We sanitize the prompt, or add guardrails, and we hope LLM might follow the instruction. But it's a cat and mouse game. Ultimately, the developer will end up losing because there is like only handful of developers building an application, but there is millions of hackers trying to exploit the product. So instead of hoping LLM can enforce the security, we have to enforce it at the infrastructure level. So in my application, I implemented the security at the tools and the infrastructure level. So whenever user send a message, we get the chat ID from the user context, and chat ID used as a unique key across all the database tables. So chat ID inserted directly from the context. So LLM, it doesn't matter LLM what data trying to access. LLM can only see the data that for that specific user. This is actually a bad example. So this is still vulnerable to prompt injection attack. This specific, yeah, they should be reversed. It's not an exact code; it's just a mock code I generated. But you get the idea, right? Basically, instead of relying on LLM to fetch the right data, just give the access to only the data it's supposed to access. That's the philosophy or idea behind this. And why agents are getting slower or dumber over time. One of the main reason is context bloat. When ChatGPT first arrived, its context is only around like 4K tokens or 8K tokens. So we have to do a lot of um, engineering around it to overcome that hurdle. We previously we used vector DB to add long-term memory, and then we also did window. Instead of using just window memory, we used summarization. There are plenty of techniques we used, but over the time, when the context is increased, developers have stopped optimizing for context. Instead of they started to think we have a lot of context, so it's fine. So for example, if we take a model with 2 million context window, you can literally fit 3,000 A4 sheet pages worth of data. It's like you can fit 10 novels inside of it. So when you have that much um, context and AI becomes slow, developers are stopped um, optimizing for the context size. But when you stop optimizing for the context size, we provide ton of data to the LLM, but we ask only specific question. So yeah, I have to dig through the entire data to find the exact thing we are asking for. Oftentimes, LLMs are just really, really advanced auto completion engine. So if we provide ton of data, it might hallucinate, or the chances of it making an error, it will increase. So how I'm handling it in my project, that's what I wanted to talk about. Just keep this in mind. Providing too much context is a problem. I will come back to that later. So this is a feature I built in the Artemis project. It's called skill matrix. So why I built the feature is one problem I faced is it's a personal assistant for me. So I log pretty much lot of data onto that. I log about my food habits, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I log about my workout, and I log about what I'm doing, like my project and my lead code questions and my spending. So I wanted a AI assistant where I can manage my life with, like sort of a personal assistant, but in a virtual kind of way, who can keep track of my habits and everything. But initial architecture, I only had window memory and window buffer memory and um, vector DB. So in vector DB, we stored everything. And if I ask, hey, how much I spent on tea for the past month, it will fetch all the words that's relevant to that. And AI will try to figure out how much I spent. But relevance is not always right data, right? So I wanted a AI assistant who can store structured data about my life and always provide a deterministic output out of it. So skill matrix is sort of like a brain module, and each brain module is specific, focuses on specific aspect of my life. Currently, I use like four skill matrix skills. Basically, I have a diet skill and the finance skill, lead coach skill, and exercise skill. Each skill can have a structured schema. In that, the skill can perform CRUD operation, create, update, delete. So this provides LLM an opportunity to store very specific data about my life, and then LLM can use that data later to reason about that aspect of my life. So if I log out my food habits for 30 days, every single data is entered in the skill matrix and it is properly logged. So when I ask about, hey, how many times I had chicken gravy for breakfast, it can exactly provide the information, and I can ask, hey, how much calorie I am consuming on a daily basis, and if I'm missing any nutrients, it can answer about it because it's not randomly digging through vector DB. It has a API to access that specific aspect of my life. So okay, the previous problem we discussed, context bloat. After introducing skill matrix, I handled it in two different. Actually, there are three different strategies. So first strategy is layered tool selection. After introducing skill matrix, there are plenty of skills are added, and each of them have their own aspect, like their description and other things, right? But if I am going to ask about some, uh, if I wanted to know how a movie performed, we only need access to perplexity. We don't need to have access to all the skills and other extra things that LLM currently have access to. And for that, what I did is I put all the tools through a cheap validator model and I pass the query along with it, and it will decide what are all the tools that might need to answer this specific query or in this specific chat context. And it will provide the relevant tools, and that relevant tools will be binded to the powerful model. So this two-layer approach reduce the context uh, window for the main agent, and it reduce the cost for the overall system. And second is agent to agent architecture. So introducing the skill matrix, I can add like even 10 or 20 skills, and that 20 skill doesn't have to live in the main agent context itself, because I'm not going to use all the 20 skills at the same time for every single prompt, right? So what I did is I created an agent hierarchy. Main agent knows what are all the skills exist, and there is another sub agent that can actually perform the action. So if I ask, hey, can you enter I had breakfast. I had biryani for breakfast. So can you please add this data to skills, breakfast or meal tracker? The main agent will take the data and it will generate additional context, and then it will pass that additional context and the actual user query to the specific skill or sub agent. That sub agent will actually know the API structure and all the schema details. One second. Okay. That specific subagent will know how to generate the JSON object to update that data. So this two-layer approach also reduces the context dramatically, because I only have to add the one-liner in main prompt to keep track of like what are all the skills exist. It doesn't have to know how to handle those skills, like how to perform the CRUD operation. And the third strategy is it's called compute flow. So after introducing skill matrix, I can have like hundreds of record, even thousands of record, depending on like what kind of task I'm trying to perform. So when I add like 10,000 financial records about my daily spending, if I try to access for only like how much money I spend on tea or coffee or biryani, or how much money I spend on entertainment, we are still back to square one, because when we try to fetch all the data, we will put like 10,000 rows of data into LLM, and LLM can easily hallucinate, and it can also increase the spending dramatically, the amount we spend for the compute and LLM. So what I did is, instead of just pulling all the memory into the LLM, I created a tool called Compute Flow. In that tool, it will generate a specific query for what I'm trying to access, like what kind of records I want. Let's say I wanted to know how much I spent on travel. So I can ask question, hey, how much I spent on train ticket booking, and it will generate a financial tracker query, and then it will also generate a JavaScript reducer function. That JavaScript reducer function will operate on top of the data, and it's happening outside of the LLM. So we are moving the compute away from LLM. So we just use the LLM to think, and then we perform the operation outside. So even I can have million rows of data, and then if I compute it outside of the LLM, my cost is going to be same for like 10 data or million data. This will also reduce the context bloat, and it will provide deterministic output every single time. As a result, you can there is a in every chatbot you can see, hey, this output is generated by LLM is not very trustable, so you have to verify by yourself. But if that output is generated through a JavaScript code, you can at least trust it little bit more. And it's one of the feature I have added inside RMS. It's a reminder feature. Initially, the reminder was very rudimentary. It is like a string replacement reminder. I can give a instruction like, "Hey, can you remind me to check cooker in 15 minutes?" It can set a reminder, and it will just remind me, "Hey, you asked me to remind you in 15 minutes to check cooker. Take a look." So it was very rudimentary, and in initial version, it was just a cron job that checks if there is a reminder for others like every single minute. So it was creating CPU spikes in the NITN system. So later on, I moved it to RabbitMQ delayed queues. So whenever user creates a reminder now, it will calculate like how long we have to wait before sending the reminder, and then that delayed queue message will be pushed directly to RabbitMQ queue. So because of that, we are not no actively keep checking if there is any reminder, and it is it's what it is. Yeah, it enables us to do a lot of cool stuff. We'll see in the next slide. So I can use separate like four separate apps for keeping track of my finance, eating habit, exercise, and other things, right? But where the normal apps fail and Audimus shines is my diet skill keep track of my food habits. I can just before going to sleep, I can give a voice note saying how much I spent and what I had for breakfast, dinner, and lunch. I drop a voice message and it will automatically keep track of everything. And next day morning, reminders can act on their own. So if I say, hey, can you plan a workout for me every day morning 8 o'clock? That reminder can activate that 8 o'clock, and then it can take a look at my yesterday meals. And based on that, if I had heavy meals, it will plan a workout for that specific area. And then if I have very low protein or something lightweight, it will plan something light for me. Or else, like let's say I have a project manager skill and I have to travel. If there is a conflict, it can automatically resolve the conflict and it can reschedule the deadlines, or it can consult with me. Hey, you said you are going to work on this, but you say you are going to travel. What are you going to do? Choose one. So It can act like your personal assistant. You can tune the personality if you want. So this is the architecture. Basically, the assistant is completely in Telegram right now. It doesn't have a separate UI, and I'm planning to build something in the future, but not right now. So first, you will send a message through Telegram. You can either send a voice note, or you can drop a normal text message, or you can even drop PDF or whatever document you have. And that Telegram message will be passed through security layer, and then we have a tool validator layer. It will assess like what are all the tools that we need, and then we will pass to the main agent. So main agent will perform the exact operation we ask for, and then we can, like, main agent might do the calculation itself, or it will pass down the data to sub agent depending on like what are we asking, and then after that the action is happening. So the action and data layer, it is inside the N8 workflow. It is, as I mentioned earlier, it's a custom logic, so it's done in Node.js. And if there is any future action need to be scheduled, it will be moved to RabbitMQ. So these are all the key insights I gained from building this project. So first thing is embrace hybrid code environment. I don't know how much effective it will be for corporates to use hybrid code environment, but if you are a person who work on a lot of personal project, I would say instead of wasting too much time on writing auth layer for 10th time, you can use some sort of no code tool to build those things faster. So you can focus on the things that actually matter for you before losing the enthusiasm, because whenever we start a project, that it will eventually hit a scale where adding new features will start to feel like it's another work instead of just a hobby project. So when we hit that time period, we will start to lose the interest or enthusiasm. So after that, that project will die and it will stay in the GitHub forever. And second is, we have to implement the security at the infrastructure level instead of trying to, teach LLM what data is good data and for what it has to respond. It's easy to trick LLM. You can easily convince it to delete the drive. It happened recently. So don't trust LLMs. Build security at the infrastructure level. And context is a feature. So instead of trying to use context like a dump yard to dump everything, carefully engineer what data goes to the LLM and what data you want out of it. So you can build a system that is much more accurate and much more cost effective and much more fast as well. And think in skills, not in memories. So use LLMs to just generate the exact output you want, and then use that output to derive final output. Instead of trying to just dump all the data and do the LLM, ask the LLM to do the math. You can create code and you can use that code to do the math. And final one is reminder should act, not just notify. So in my case, I wanted a reminder to plan lead code question for me every other day, and I wanted to plan a workout for every day. And for me, I'll give you some example like how I'm using reminders. I have like a couple of reminders. One reminder is every day morning 8 o'clock, I will get the workout plan based on my previous day meal. And every other day, it will send me a lead code question that I haven't prepared. It also keeps track of like what are the questions I have completed and how I completed. It also store the solution as well. And every night at 10 p.m., it will send me a reminder asking what I had for dinner, and it will ask in the afternoon and morning 10 o'clock as well, like what I had for breakfast and lunch. And it will send me a 9 p.m. reminder to ask what are all the things I spent money on. So I don't have to keep track of it and I don't have to follow it myself. I just have to check and log it when that happens. And in software, there are three verticals we can usually optimize for. One is speed, another one is operational cost, and other one is accuracy or performance. So when you work with traditional software, you have to make some sort of trade-off. So you have to like focus on one, and you have to like slightly give up on another one. But the things I have shared and things that I have learned from it is in LLMs, we don't have to make that sacrifice. We can optimize for all three verticals at the same time. So this is my contact details. Based on your agency, you can ping me in any platform. And the QR code is for RDMS. So if any of you interested in trying out the product, it is in public beta. You can give it a shot, and your feedbacks are valuable. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. You can scan the QR code. Any questions?
So how much of context code context do you think this will not create hallucination? Any rough idea?
No, I don't know much about it, but it's most of it just trial and error. For me, after introducing these features, I can see the LLM started to perform better. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Execute. Um, we can't validate that, but we have to create a secure sandbox to execute it. I will give a demo for that. Um, oh, I sent a question here. So basically, you can't trust the LLM to do only the right thing. You have to implement security at the infrastructure level. So for me, I use NI10 to implement the security layer. So I use NI10's JavaScript execution layer to execute the code. So it doesn't have access to process or it doesn't have access to fetch any thing that you need access to leak the data outside of the system. That's how the security is implemented. But if you are doing something in production environment, you might use Docker, Docker or Firecracker to set up a micro VM and execute the code inside. Instead of hackers trying to access other people's data, they might try to create a denial of service attacks as well. They might prompt LLM to create an infinite loop to exhaust our resources. So we have to create these process level isolation and kill the process if it takes like more than 10 seconds or something. So everything that needs to be done, it needs to be done in the infrastructure level. We can't do much at the prompt level. I'm not saying it's not effective, but it is not as effective as something that you can do at an infrastructure level. What? Where is my query? Ah, This is compute flow in action. I gave a query asking how much I have spent on tea last month. So it created a JavaScript code and it created a query as well. Instead of trying to process everything inside of LLM, it created a JavaScript. It um, it has access to the schema, so it knows there is only two types of cash flow possible. One is cash in, another one is cash out. So it checks if there is a cash out, and purpose includes tea or tea shop. So as a result, it's going to calculate the total and it will provide only the final result back to the LLM. So it's not going to bog down by all the records like other records that not relevant to the specific query. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Harish, for that comprehensive and insightful presentation. In this kind of
அப்படியா சரி ஓகே
thank you for that.
அப்படியா
Let's go to the next question from the Gayathri Perumal.
அப்படியா
So we presented here for what experience inside their class. So beyond the engineering work, Gayathri continues
இதுக்கு மைக் தேவையில்லை
research aspect in developers forward to guidance and on topic. And she consistently recalls the future of software engineers to great finance and market. Her inbox is always open on
இல்ல
on paper. Every young staff curious about finance knowledge. The mission includes development, designing agents
guys we can go
that can navigate, act, and automate. She's here to show us what it truly means to build better agents. Please give her a huge round of applause. Okay, guys.
can you guys hear me yes are you guys feeling little sleepy or tired no right so she already gave us introduction I will go volunteer to make it even more fun for this talk so please join with me okay everybody from the yeah please come one more yes you also come volunteer yeah yes okay okay yeah So I just want like for a like, stand next to each other. Yeah. So it will be like, from the camera. So how many of you here watching the series called Silicon Valley? Oh, okay. So you guys are big fan of Bitcoin? I'm a huge fan of Bitcoin, okay? So basically in the series, you guys could have seen in the like, last season what exactly happened. When the AI revolution happened, what happened? Son of Anton. So Bitcoin wrote this advanced AI tool, right? So in this software, there were lots of bugs, okay? So what Anton thought, maybe building the entire code base will solve the issue. So it actually built it, right? So the AI thought, since the software has too much problem, it actually built the entire problem. So today we are here, can I on code it? So few years back, LLM was a big topic, and when we gave LLM access to browser and internet, that's when complexity actually born. And when you have lots of servers and combined multiple tools, that's how the agent system is born. And the agent system can actually make mistake and destroy the entire application. So today I'm here to teach you, every one of you, how to build a better agent that can actually now delete your software in the future. Thank you so much. Yes. Son thank you so much. So, 2025 is the year of agentic AI. We have been hearing AI everywhere. So, why exactly is it? Industry adoption. What is industry adoption? So, everyone is using this marketing strategy, right? AI powered. Our system is AI powered. What does it exactly mean by AI powered? Does that mean they have some superpower? Like, does that mean it's gonna solve, like, lots of manpower? Like, all of these questions are coming up, right? And also technological maturity. If you guys go back like 10 years back, we all were like, not using React, Angular, Svelte, or even nothing. But as soon as the framework and language started exploding, we all started adopting to it. That's how the technological maturity also came. So nowadays, lots of technological companies are coming up with their own AI full stack applications, which we can use internally in our software. And ecosystem development. Almost you can call that every company they started integrating the agent in their software system. For example, for the internal cooking system, we're using RAG. For client, we're using enterprise applications. And focus on action. What does it mean by focus on action? So last year we all were just interacting with the ChatGPT. Today we all are giving ChatGPT a task. So basically we are asking ChatGPT to do a job, right? So moreover, every one of us started using agentic AI in our everyday life. Next, we'll see what the experts were saying. So we all are like newbies in that. But what actually the experts were saying? They're saying that IBM conducted the morning consult. What is morning consult? So basically, they took 1,000 employees. They asked them how many of them are actually using agentic AI in their everyday job. GenAI. 99% of them told yes. Are they using it in the right way? We don't have the answer for it. And Gartner predicts that 33% of the enterprise apps will embed agents by 2028. Also, the same Gartner predicts that 40% of the agentic AIs will fail in 2027. Why? There are four main reasons. First reason is the architecture. Second reason is memory. Fourth reason is quality. Sorry, third reason is quality. Fourth reason is anybody? Security, exactly. So these are the four important rules we need to build any agent to be a successful agent. So next we'll move on to this amazing tool which I'm going to talk about today, Mastra AI. How many of you heard about Mastra AI? Okay, one person. How many of you know TypeScript? You learn lots of engineers. So what if I tell you, you can actually write a backend architecture in TypeScript using Mastra AI, right? So Mastra AI is an open source platform. It was written by Sam Bhagwat. If any one of you have loved working with Gatsby back in 2015-16, Gatsby was there. So they are the same team who did Master AI. So basically using Master AI, you can create your own agentic AI, and also they provide lots of LLM interface inside their agentic mode. Along with that, they provide recently they have launched Master Cloud as well, which you can host your browser agent or else any tooling agent inside that. And to be honest, it is very cheap price also. So for backend, we're going to use Master AI. But for front end, what are we going to use? There is something called Copilot Kit. How many of you heard about it? Not the Copilot, but Copilot Kit. Great. So Copilot Kit provides agentic UI experience, and also it creates a unified UI system for users to collaborate with the agentic AI. It provides lots of the hooks architecture since most of the front-end libraries are adapting to it. And also, this platform not only provides a connection with Master AI, it also provides a connection to Landsheet. You can like moreover use it with all the other agentic AI tools available in the market. Next, I was talking about patterns. Today I'm here to talk about mainly patterns. Okay. So what are patterns? Anybody can answer like patterns like normally coding or problem solving. Okay, let's yeah, correct. So, almost like each and every one of you might have solved the problem directly at one point of time in your life. So there is something called as pattern. Pattern is a way of identifying how to solve the problem. Is it the best approach to solve? If you solve it using this approach, if my code is gonna give you the expected result, and what are the expected failure? These are what called as patterns, right? So to give a brief, about patterns, I'm gonna take an example of professional kitchen. Okay, let's go like this so that we all will be on the same page. So to run the professional kitchen, what is the first thing I need? I need the kitchen accessories and chair. That is the first thing. And second thing, so how many people are going to make food today? I need to know. So first thing is basically the configuration. I need to know how many chefs and what are the kitchen accessories. And second thing is the context engineering pattern, which means ensuring for how many people I have to put. Do I have all the necessary everything available for me? And evaluation pattern is that once the chef is done with the food preparation, there will be someone to test it. You all might have watched this Master Chef series, right? Someone will be testing it and giving a review whether it's good or not. That is what we call as quality. And fourth one is security. Why security is coming in the kitchen? What do you think? Where we need the security in the kitchen also? It's already written. So let's say you have done with the food preparation, you left all the knives, you left the door open. There are some people who don't want to eat the food. They're gonna make some mess. They can't sit somewhere just watch people doing the things, right? That is what happens is they spoil everything whatever with them. So how are we gonna avoid it? So today I'm here to talk about it. Let's go one by one little deep. So first one is configure your agent architecture. Moreover, it is like focusing on your system structure and managing the capabilities. What do I mean by that? How many of you hear about this term HITL? Yes, it's very important. You, if you might have not know, recently Gemini anti-gravity failed in something. It became a huge issue. The prompt injection, everybody is talking about it, right? So what is the human in the loop? Can you all see it? Little bit, no. So sorry. So I'll just read it out loud. So whenever user makes a request, it's gonna go to the agent. The agent is gonna recognize either some search or I'm gonna perform some action or else I have to do an analysis and give user what to do next. And then what's human will do? Whenever it knows, right, whether it is the right thing to do or not, it's gonna ask the human the question. Right? That's a human review is very important thing. If it says yes, ask for human review, approve, edit, clarify, and then agent will do the next thing. If it is no, agent will do the next thing. So this is a very important thing when you are architecturing your AI agent. You need to tell your agent when to ask question. You need to tell your agent what to do next. The next step is engineering agent context, which is very important. This is the one of the three thing in Master AI. Master AI not only provide the backend architecture and master flow, they also include something called as master memory. So master memory is the capability of your agent AI to remember your past interaction and come up with a better solution for you. Here, let's take a beautiful example of our professional kitchen. Let's say there are three chefs today. Okay. So what the three chefs are doing, that one is like trying to make a vegetable sambar. To make a vegetable sambar, you will be like pressure cooking the dal separately, you will be boiling the vegetables separately. So what happened? They both put salt in each of them. They did not communicate properly. They both put the salt. The end result, the sambar is too salty, nobody liked it. So that's why when your agent is performing very fast, if it is not communicating, it's gonna miss. You're not gonna get the desired result. That's how the hallucination happens, and that's how the problem of talking about why it is not answering the question I asked it for, why it is always going back here and there. It's because of the shared context between some agent. It is very important pattern when you are building any agentic AI. Let's see the diagram for it. Okay, again, it is not very visible. I'll share the slide so you guys can see it later. So whenever a task is received to the agent, it's gonna whenever you guys want to get a task on board, you will be dividing the subtasks. Right? So it's gonna do the same, and it's gonna analyze is it a parallel task or linear execution. If it is a parallel task, it has to merge with another task also. Otherwise, your another agent also will get confused, will get hallucinated. And then the shared contacts, everything will go to the RAG. RAG will give the personal check and everything, and then the final output will be given. If it is not the desired result, it will be going on the loop. Next pattern is the evaluate agent response. This is where the quality check is coming, the most important thing of building an agentic AI. So there are lots of models that have been paid for so many reasons. The main reason is that the subject matter expert. Even like someone was talking about ChatGPT does not use the answer that you want to write. ChatGPT is not obviously subject matter expert. All you can do is just interact with it, give a task and expect it to do it. But how you can actually make it the best one. Like your buddy, you can just chat and you can just interact and you can get what exactly you want. These are the things important measurement which you need to build along when you are building an agentic AI. First one is measuring success and improving performance. What does it mean? So whenever you are building an agent, what answer you want from your agent, but you never specify what are the answers you don't want from your agent. That is very important. That is where the list failure modes are coming. And then list critical business metrics. So this is also the important thing. Lots of companies, since agentic AI is evolving very fast, by closing each algorithms, build some agentic AI to make it live without realizing to whom they are making it. Is it an independent user, a free user? Is it for users a small group, 5 or 10 people, or is it for enterprise? Without those two, they'll just immediately release it and people will start with suddenly the agent will break. That's where these things are coming. And obviously, subject matter expert is some very important topic. It is still like in the exploration part, and definitely one day it's gonna beat it too. Let's go to the diagram. So, same, whatever I told, whenever agent output, we have received the output, we're gonna analyze the log syntaxes and we're gonna check what are the failure cases we have mentioned. The agent is doing those also in the expected manner. And then we will make sure the business metrics also met. Is it for a single user or is it for a group of user? And then whenever there is any issue happens, it's gonna block the nodes, and it's gonna fix it, and it's gonna update the evaluation. You all know what databases we all use. So again, it's gonna send it to the feedback loop. If or not it's satisfied by request, it's gonna deploy and gonna make it right. So this is how you should actually do the quality side of the agentic AI. Next, security patterns, most important topic, prompt injection. So, previously you guys were asking the previous, like, person who gave the talk, how are you gonna, like, I think you asked the question. It's actually the sandbox code execution. It is very important. I want every one of you to go and check it out. So whenever you build anything, you can like run it on a separate server. First check it out, do everything that you wanna do with it, and make sure it is not like giving the unwanted answers to the user. Selecting the diagram, the final one. Whenever user gives the input, there is something called guardrails. You know what is guardrails? Okay, we all set boundaries with people, right? Why do we set boundaries? To protect our own personal space. Similarly, to protect aliens' security level and the space, we use the input guardrails. Whenever you guys interact with the chat GPT, for a use bad words, for answers. It will give a response saying that I'm going to let you report it to my team. But that is what I think guardrails right? Similarly, whenever you ask something that is like non-relevant, it should block on the right spot. That is what input guardrail is. And then later, this is very important topic, protect our shapes. So basically, that is where prompt injections are all coming. And then granular access control, sandbox execution is the important step after everything. Then we'll go to the output guardrail. Whatever output we got is the expected one or not, even for the failure cases. And then the final response is given to the user. So overall, if we check, these are the best practices which we need to include in our everyday agentic creation. If you guys are like any of your company, you guys are building an agentic way, these steps are very important. You need to make sure all these things are like followed. So I'm gonna ask the question again. What are the four important steps when you are making an agentic AI? Yes. First is architecture in it, knowing like what you're doing. Second is the memory, how much is the capacity. Third is the quality, and then fourth is the security. These are the four important things which I want every one of you to let me go and try it out with the Master AI. So before going on with the demo part, there is a small quiz for all of you. So I have brought the book all the way from San Francisco. It was sent by the CEO of Master AI. Whoever is gonna win in the quiz, I'm gonna give it to them. Can I do the quiz? Yeah. This one. Sorry, I'm not able to zoom. I just yeah. Can you see? Or else you can just dot slido.com, just put the number 5923402. So how the quiz is gonna be like after you answer any question, the answer also will be shown, and how many people choose each answer also will be shown. Okay, it will be like kind of fun. And then in final, we'll show the leaderboard. Let me know once everyone is done. I'll give 10 more seconds. Everyone is done. Anybody needs some more time? Okay, done? Okay, shall I start? So what is Mastra AI? I just told when I was doing the talk. Okay, wow. Okay, 93% of the people guessed it right. I'm so happy. Okay, this is the right answer. Let's move on to the next question. What does Copilot tip do? You can discuss and answer it also. It is the learning process. I just want everyone of you to know it. Okay. Do you all want to see what is the answer? This is the answer. Let's move on to the next question. So everybody knows. I have only two books. But if you guys want more books, there is a way to get it. I'll tell it in the end. Oh, okay. And I'm happy that 5% of the people who answered for this now we all wanna know what is the answer for the 11. It is a large language model. Please don't do this mistake next time. So what is the most realistic adoption pattern? When you're building an agentic AI, what is the first important step to do? Most simple one. Hmm. Yes, that is the right answer. Move on to the next question. Yes. How do you reduce hallucinations? The answer is using the schema validation, RAG, and deterministic. Next question. What is AGUI? Today you all are going to build AGUI after this. It's a little confusing, but it's very visible. What's the answer? Can I move on to the next question? Yes, this I want every one of you to answer it correct, please. Without him, we won't be here talking about agentic AI. No, not son of Hank guys. No. That option is not even there. Oh my god. Okay. I hope Ellen and Mark, they are not going to see it. What is the main benefit of having a clear AI adoption pattern? The most important thing about the entire talk session today. Yeah, I have given a very easy option to choose. Yes, that is the right answer. Ninth question. How do we make hair behavior more stable? So in air term, low temperature means something else. Don't think like, reducing some heat or something. Okay, this is creativity. The last question, and then we're gonna see the winner. Why should we track metrics for AI? Only two options. Okay, let's see the answer. You all ready to see the winner who is on the leaderboard? Yes. Only I have books for only two people, but there is a way to get it for each and every one of you. Can I click next? Oh my God, Sudha and May and Achievement also. Okay, we got like three winners, but unfortunately I have only two books. For another winner, you can drop me your address. I will send it to you. So can we have first two winners? I'll just like hand over the book. So please come. Oh wow. How it happened? Okay. Let's clap for Shubha. Let's clap for me. So who is the third winner? Yeah, and fourth and fifth winner. Okay. Who is fifth winner? Okay. Okay. So three of you can drop your address to me. I'll just mail it to you. I have the books for you guys. So now we are done with the quiz part. Now I'm going to show you with the help of Copilot Kit and Master AI how you can create your own agent okay within 2 minutes. You don't need to set up everything from scratch. So what I'll do, I'll just quickly go to the documentation. I'm gonna try it in front of your eyes just to show you how easy it is, and you all can go back home and try it out. Make sure you use Node version 20. I think that's the version they have mentioned in the documentation. So this is the command. It's gonna ask us the all basic questions for the project. Project demo. We'll download the template for integrated with Master AI along with the Copilot kit. So sorry. Thank you so much. Let's do the npm install. I'm just showing you guys how easy it is nowadays to create your own agentic AI within the time of 2 minutes. Okay, it's gonna take some time. So to do it, you can use OpenAI APIs or Llama or Claude, like whichever one works for you. I have already have one dummy key that I'm gonna use. So how many of you are gonna go back home and try it out? Everyone? Okay. I don't know whether Wi-Fi is little slow or. So what I'll do, I'll just open the existing project. I don't want to make you guys wait. Okay, I think I deleted it. Oh, I don't see my keys. So as soon as the template is downloaded, this is how your project code will look like. You'll be having a source folder. Inside the source folder, you'll be having the front-end components, which is created by the Copilot kit. And inside that, you have something called Mastra. This is where your everything that you have to do with agent is reside. An agent, what agent you want to use. Master provide pretty much like, their inbuilt agent, but you can configure your own local agent also, and you can connect it using the master core and memory. And that is tool. So basically, what exactly this agent is going to perform. So I was like actually building a weather tool, and I was building something like, inbuilt browser agent. Let me just try to run it. Here also it is done. So this is like the inbuilt setup of the Copilot kit. You can change the UI like based on however you want. So this is the Copilot kit version. You can actually interact with it, what exactly you want to do. There are like AGUI events, an agent, and then front-end tools, and then giving the context to your agent. You can like configure everything. Since it is a weather agent, which is like an inbuilt option I have given, you can build any one browser agent with it, and you can just try it out. That's all from me. Thank you so much. Uh, if you wanna contact me, this is the ID everywhere. My Gmail, my Twitter, my Instagram, all our platform, Gayathri the Dev. You guys can contact me via that. This is the same name for GitHub also. If you're looking for the code, I'll push it and then I'll give it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gayathri. With a bit of information on building better agents. And I will leave that. Okay, so now that we have discussion, we had a nice conversation, we learned something. I think we should go back. Time to acknowledge the brilliant minds that came here and did this, right? So, Delivery of HTCG Global Services, and Mr. Mayappan, Director of Technology, Ford Motor. Thank you. Thank you, Sachin. Thank you, Manish. Thank you, Harish. May now request Mr. Bharat, Digital Practice Lead, HTC Services, and Mr. Vishwakarman, Engineering Manager, Ford Motors, to felicitate Gayathri. Thank you. Thank you, Purush. Thank you, Bharat. Thank you, Gayatri. As we draw close, it's now time to express our gratitude to everyone who made this event a grand success. I would like to call upon Mr. Mayappan, an accomplished technology leader with around 20 years of experience in IT industry, specializing in technical architecture and solution design, recognized inventor, open source contributor, and technology trainer and mentor in cloud native architectures, and a founder and core member of Chennai Web Engineering Meetup Forum to deliver this word of thanks. Over to you.
Thank you, Uma. Good afternoon, guys. It gives me a great pleasure to deliver this word of thanks. How many of you learned something new today? Wow, that's good. Everyone, including myself, right? So there's a lot of learnings, and it is just the tip of the iceberg. And most of the time, until now, it is all experimental chatbots, and it is going to continue for next 2 more years. So the AI is going to be in experimentation phase until 2028. The future outlook predicted by the industry experts is by 2028, the experimental chatbots would turn to trusted collaborators. So until now, if you are from the software engineering community, right, every day we use LLMs, chatbots, write code. That is the level of chatbot, and most of the products on AI that are out in the market, 95 percentage of it are in failure state. Only 5% are getting success, right? Still, it is in experimentation phase. So by 2028, it is going to be into the trusted collaborator state, and by 2030, it is going to be in the phase of integration era, wherein the AI chatbot is going to gain the human intelligence, and it is going to be integrated in every businesses and every key things that we are going to do. And by 2050, it is going to be the transformation era. So what does it mean for software engineering community? So how does it is going to change the software engineer, the way of coding and development, right? So by 2030, it is expected that the software engineer or the AI in the world of AI, all it is needed is only the problem definers. And then the AI is going to take over the problem solving part. And by 2050, it is going to be self-autonomous and it is going to take care of defining the problem and solving the problem. So what does it mean for a software engineer? So it is going to open a lot of opportunities. The way of writing the code, building the website, building an API is going to change and it is going to evolve. Think of a situation where computer was introduced into the banks and in every places where we are today. It transformed the life of millions of people, right? So the AI is going to evolve and it is going to transform millions of lives of millions of people. So that is how the outlook looks like. And with that, right, I just wanted to express my sincere gratitude and thanks to Harish and Gayatri and Bharat who delivered the session on AI agent and the Beehive architecture. So thank you guys. And I also need to thank you guys. Without you, it is not a success here. To take your time off on a Saturday morning, your leisure time, where you will be spending your time with family, but you take your time off and you are part of the session. So thank you guys. And I wanted to thank the HTC organizers, Priya, David, Matan, and Bharat and Sizzle, who hosted us here for the Chennai Web Engineering event on today. So thank you, HTC team. And last but not least, my own organizing team. There is a lot of people with brown t-shirts, right? So, uh, so thank you, Uma, Purush, Sudha, and everyone. Sorry, I couldn't tell all your names, but thank you. It was a great organization, perhaps I would say. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mike. We are coming to the end of the session. Thank you all once again. We truly hope you leave today with a lot of learnings. But before we close, I just wanted to quickly let you know there's a feedback that we have. So you can just give us a feedback and then provide your interest if you have interest in presenting in Chennai Web Engineering in future events. You can also enter that detail. You can just scan the QR code and then leave your feedback. It will help us improve the sessions. Yeah, and I will also like to thank Muthu, who was the main person trying to get this organized. Thank you so much. Okay, now that we are coming to the close, before you head to 10th floor and have your lunch, we'll have a group photo done. If you guys just can stay there, we can use this forum to take the photograph. All the volunteers, if you can just move here, we could have a group photo taken.